What's up, guys? It's Rob with Black Hill Woodwork, and in today's video we're going to be turning this. So here's the piece. I'll tell you what, it's not very often when I know the species I'm turning, but I do know for a fact that this is cherry. It's a very nice piece of cherry. It's very thin, let's say probably 1.5 inches, but it's nice and long. And I think it'll make for a nice little dish. So let's take this to the bandsaw, get a nice template to cut it out in a circle, then we'll connect it to the lathe and get turning. So if you guys have never made these kind of templates before, sorry for this huge shadow, but yeah, so these templates are really good for attaching it to your piece of wood and cutting a nice perfect circle on the bandsaw. For some reason, this one template looks really messed up. I'm not sure what happened to it, but it will do the job good enough. So yeah, you guys should definitely look into making these for yourselves. They're really helpful when making bowls and cutting out the bowl blanks. So we got our wood. I'm gonna put the circle there. I like to just get my drill and use the bit. You don't want to go very deep, because that hole will be there later. You take it out and it'll hold it in place when you cut it on the bandsaw. It's not perfect by any means, but I'm not looking for perfect, it's okay. Okay, let's connect this thing. I'm gonna connect it in between centers. Make sure everything's tight. It looks like it's spinning pretty well. Let's get started. We're gonna be running at about 800 RPMs. Okay, I just wanted to get these sides straight. Now we're going to work on the bottom. Turn up the speed a little bit too. About 1,300 RPMs. Okay, I'll tell you one thing, this cherry is rock hard. We have enough material for a tenon. I don't know if you guys can see from the camera, you might only see this bark, but there is some actual wood right here for the tenon. Now I just want to make the foot, and then I'll start shaping it. Okay, still a lot of bark right here. Let's start working. You know, I was thinking of making this completely flat at the bottom, but I'm gonna make a little bit of a curve and then have the sides flat. Okay, that is the shape I'm going for, but as you guys can see, there's still a pretty good amount of bark. You know, I'm thinking I might actually keep some of the bark. I think that would actually look pretty cool, because it is on there pretty strong. And I don't want to make this bowl too much smaller, so I think I'll just make some of these cuts a little nicer, but keep the bark on, and then we'll make the tenon and flip it over. Okay, looks good. Has a few cracks here and there. I'm gonna keep the cracks in, guys. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I actually like the cracks. Well, I wouldn't say I like them, but I don't mind cracks. I could fill them up, but I think that kind of takes it away. It takes away like the natural look of the wood. If they were too bad, like really deep cracks, maybe I would fill them, but these don't look bad at all, so I'm gonna keep them in for now for sure. So let's work on the tenon. Okay, cool. We got the tenon. Let's flip it around. All right, it looks pretty good. Let's flatten this top off. As you can see right here, it wasn't cut very good. Flatten it off, then hollow it out. Let's turn up the speed. All right, let's see if we're flat. Not completely. Almost though. Let's keep going a little bit. All right. Well, just a little bit more. All right, we should be flat. So now let's start hollowing it out. Okay, here's what we're looking at. Something just fell in my garage and I don't know what it was. I might honestly have to go and sharpen up my bowl gouge because this stuff is super hard. I know I said it before, but like extremely hard. Don't worry about the lines. I'm just quickly removing material. We're not even really close to our final cuts, so we're gonna be getting rid of this too, so don't worry. So we gotta go a little bit deeper, maybe 1/4 of an inch. And there is a slight curve, so we're gonna be mimicking the outside. So there's gonna be a slight curve on the inside, if that makes sense. Not much else to say, let's just keep going. Okay, let's see our wall thickness. Okay, we're actually almost done. Need to go a little bit deeper on the bottom. I'll keep this edge. Just a slight dip inwards, I guess. And it'll be time for sanding. Okay, we're all done with the turning process. Now it's time to sand. 80 to 400 grit, and then we'll be using some Yorkshire grit after that. That cherry looks awesome. Man, this looks nice. So we just finished using the Yorkshire grit. It's not a finish Yorkshire grit, but it definitely gives you the best idea of what the bowl is gonna look like before you put the finish on. It's not gonna change much, to be honest, once you put the finish, at least how it looks like now. I mean, yeah, guys, this is awesome. Look at the black right here on the sides. The red from the cherry wood is nice. So the next steps, we're gonna take it off of the chuck, flip it around, and then take the tenon off. Okay, we're gonna put this paper the inside of the bowl so it doesn't end up with any marks from the chuck. It's gonna be making some noise because the paper is in between, but we're gonna be running it at the lowest speed, and on my lathe that's 400 RPMs. I wish it went a little bit slower, but can't do anything about that. Yeah, it's gonna be very noisy, as you can already tell, but we're just gonna take this tenon off and then sand it. Okay, so we took the tenon off. Still a pretty rough surface, so I'm just gonna go quickly sand that and then put some finish on it. So I just finished sanding the bottom. Still has some dust all over it, but it's okay, it looks good. Now we're gonna be using some tried and true original. This finish is a linseed oil and beeswax finish. I've been using it for quite some time now, and I like it a lot. So let's put it on and see what it looks like. It's probably not gonna change too much from before, but man, that red and the cherry really pops out. So we're done with the finish. I'm gonna wait 15 minutes and then wipe it all off, all the extra finish that's still on there. But if you guys stayed till the end of the video, I appreciate it. Hit that like, that subscribe button, and stay tuned for future videos. Peace.